Hey, so today I am going to be talking about my experience with two snail products, and I felt like these were some of the two best-selling and most compared snail products, and since I've kind of tested them both pretty thoroughly here, I wanted to share my thoughts and experiences to maybe help some other people. So the two products I'm talking about are the Benton High Content Snail Bee Essence, Benton Snail Bee High Content Essence, which is 2 fluid ounces and around $14. And the other one is the Cosrx Advanced Snail 96 Mucin Power Essence, which is 3.38 fluid ounces and really anywhere between like $12 to $23 depending on where you shop. So I would generally say that the Cosrx one is better value. But getting into my experience with these products, the TLDR is that the Snail Bee Benton Essence is pretty nice. I liked having it. If I didn't know there was any better, I would have kept using it, but the Cosrx one is a new holy grail. So let me elaborate. Let's see, at the beginning of this year, so back in January, I was shopping for a snail skincare product to introduce because I had heard a lot about how it helps a lot with inflammation, redness, and can even help reduce acne scarring, and overall it's just really calming and soothing, and that was when my acne was really like, hello. We're going on a journey, right? And I needed something soothing for my skin for sure. And yeah, it was also like winter time, so I was getting a lot of, just outdoor elements, wind, cold, because I didn't have a car then. But anyways, that's besides the point. I ended up settling on the Snail Bee High Content Essence first to try because I spent a long time like researching comparisons and seeing anecdotes of people who have tried both or one or the other, and I know that the Cosrx one a lot of people have tried, so there are just like a lot of opinions across the board, but I felt like I had seen more reviews where people pointed out that it didn't work with their skin, maybe it broke them out or gave them closed comedones or irritated their skin, or maybe they found out they were allergic to like dust mites due to the snail mucin having some dust. I'm not sure the science behind that, but it's a thing, so double check on that if you have never tried a snail product before. So just going through everything, the impression that I got was maybe I'll go with the Benton one. It's a smaller bottle. I'll play it safe. We'll see how I go with it. And so it lasted me until the midsummer, so about half a year, which is decent for a hydrating product. I don't want to repurchase things that often. Generally, a skincare item will last me like about a year, but I was using it like every morning and night, probably more than one pump at a time, because I found it to be somewhat soothing, somewhat hydrating, but it was never like packing a huge punch. If my skin was really red right after washing, I did find that it toned down the redness a tiny bit, but it only had like immediate effects. I didn't find that it reduced redness in my skin overall over time, or like reduced the redness of angry acne scars or even active acne. It was just kind of like instantly a little soothing to put on the skin, but not soothing enough to make a huge difference long term or reduce any like pain from acne I had. And it was also not hydrating enough for me to feel like, ooh, that was a huge boost of moisture, I'm good now. Like I would put like almost a pump and a half on my face All in all, my experience was that it wasn't anything spectacular, and I had also read people saying that, oh, for me, snail essence is something that I don't notice how much I love it until I stop using it. Like, people just incorporate to their skin and it like slowly gets better, but then when they stop using it, they notice a lot of texture and bumpiness, and that their skin was just much better with it. So once I was getting low on my bottle of the Benton essence, I decided to take a 2-week break just to see how much my skin really liked it. And I did find that I missed the product. My skin was not quite as plump, and I just felt like I really enjoyed having it in my routine. To be fair, the snail essence was my only hydrating step. I didn't have any separate like essence. It was just cleanse, snail essence, active moisturizer. And those were the only products I would use. I might like layer the essence in between different ways or like multiple times, but nothing else that I was trying. So my conclusion from my little break was that, yeah, I do like having this like snail essence step, definitely. I think that I was not super impressed by the Benton one, so when I ran out, I decided to switch it up and try the Cosrx one instead the next time. And I'm so glad I did because I love it a lot. There are a lot of products out there that people claim are, oh, this instantly it just clicked. It helped my skin so much. This was like the one thing that made a huge difference. And I have never really clicked with a skincare product like that until now. And I've tried a lot of them. For me, this is one of the main products that I think is really helping to improve things for me. Yeah, so I'll kind of show some progress pictures of before I started this product and kind of where I am now. And I've been on a pretty steady, like, my skin is slowly getting better trend, but you have to take it kind of with a grain of salt. So basically, I had been using the snail bee essence and the tretinoin since the beginning of 2020, along with a benzoyl peroxide cleanser, and until like maybe a month or two ago, I was using those products and not really feeling like there was a huge difference. I would kind of like cycle through it getting a little better and then going back to where it was. I started using this bottle, I think, well over a month ago, and I feel like I'm seeing a lot more improvement just in this past month, both in like calming down my active acne, having less closed comedones, having less hormonal like big cystic ones, and like also seeing a lot of faster improvement on my acne scarring fading. And this could be due to other products, who knows, but I really feel like after I started using this one, the other products that I had been using, I could see them working more effectively. To be fair, over the summer, I kind of weeded out 1 or 2 products that I didn't really jive with and I thought was maybe causing me acne. So the Cosrx Snail Mucin is just, it's so lovely. Texturally, it might be a little intimidating. It has kind of those like slimy strings, but that's like only if you're like playing with it to notice it. I feel like if you just pump it and like smear it all over your face, it doesn't feel like super slimy or anything. It feels like similar to the Benton essence, where it kind of just like is lightweight, it soaks into your skin. It almost feels like a juicy water after. It doesn't really leave any residue. It's only when you're like kind of playing with it on your hands that you'll see that slimy, stringy texture, but like functionally you don't really notice that at all. So I think it's a really nice texture. I think that this one being the Cosrx Mucin is much more hydrating than the Snail Benton one. I feel like just one pump of this and then active and a bit of moisturizer is enough for my skin. Whereas before I was still feeling like a little bit of dryness. So I would have to layer either my essence or my moisturizer a little bit more than I'm doing now. So that makes life a little bit easier. I do also feel like it is like more soothing than the Benton essence was. Yeah, it just feels like nice and calming when I put it on. It plumps my face. The next day I wake up, I think my face generally feels like really well balanced. It's not dry at all. It's not oily at all. It's just like very normal and pretty happy. I feel like I can even get away with like not washing my face in the morning just because it feels so in the sweet spot. If that makes sense. Maybe you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I just wanted to share kind of what I've been through with these products, and I'm just like really excited about this Snail Mucin. I think it's helping my skin a lot. I feel like it's either like such a workhorse in making my skin a lot better in a lot of ways, or maybe somehow it's kind of like pairing well and making my skin happier and able to make the other skincare products I'm using more effective. I'm not a scientist. This is just kind of how I feel about my skin, and it's really looking up for me. I'm feeling good about it. Anyways, I will do like a more thorough review on what's worked and what hasn't in terms of my acne journey and skincare journey, but I'm still in the progress of that, so you know, I can't say anything for certain. But what I can say is that between the Cosrx Snail Mucin and the Benton Snail Bee Essence, I highly prefer the Cosrx one. And I think that if you're on the market, I would recommend trying the Cosrx one first. It's a really good value. It worked really, really well for me, and it has worked for a lot of people. And then maybe if you're unimpressed by it, then of course there are a lot of other snail products out there, but this is the one that I would gear towards first, and I wish I had started using it sooner, honestly. Alright, so that wraps up my thoughts. I know this was a pretty anecdotal skincare review, but this is what's worked for me, and I hope that sharing this might be helpful for someone else. So thanks for watching, and good luck with your skincare journey.